Hey guys, what is up? It is a Rapmark here. So, doing a sort of impressions review of the first two episodes of the new Hawkeye thing. Now, another episode popped today, so uh, I'm debating how I'm going to do this, but we're going to try this because the first two are out. I watched them last night. I'm going to do a quick review. Um, So, what do I think of this series so far? I was enjoying it until I looked um, at how long it was going to be. It's only going to be 6 episodes. So, it'll be wrapped up by Christmas, before Christmas. Um, and that kind of worries me because we are 2 episodes in, and I feel like we've only just set the stage essentially. It's just things have to ramp up very quickly. They have to, and they have to have something that grips me. Here's the thing with this is I'm enjoying it. Don't get me wrong, I am enjoying this. I love the characters. I love Clint, obviously. Um, and all the side characters. Quickly pulling it up real quick. But yeah, it just seems like fairly average. The stakes aren't too huge, at least not yet. From what I've read about it, Natasha's sister, gosh, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. Uh, the Black Widow, her sister, is going to make an appearance in this at some point. A few other people have, but it seems like there's so much crammed into 6 episodes. I kind of worry about their ability to actually pull this off and have it be decent. Uh, and so far, I mean, I don't hate it. It's just I'm not hooked. I think it's a fun little holiday type. It's a fun little holiday type thing. Description of this, when I look at the about, is Clint Barton and Kate Bishop shoot a few arrows and try to avoid becoming targets themselves. That's it. So it doesn't give you a whole lot to go up on. I am enjoying. I am enjoying so far Kate Bishop's character. So you get this whole she wants to grow up and help people. She's really good at archery, martial arts, and you kind of see that in a little montage that they play at the beginning. So you you definitely have a grasp of how. And my guess is this show is all about, and other shows that you're seeing, it's a new generation of superheroes. Obviously Black Widow's gone, so her sister takes over. Yelena, there we go. Yelena. Had to quickly pull that up and browse through. Um, you know, Clint Barton, he's just super fun. He's just sort of, the guy on the street. He's not very Hawkeye is not typically the one that people focus on. They're like on the Hulk, uh, Captain America, Thor, some of the big names there. And at the beginning of the first episode, like, oh my gosh, they they have this weird like Avengers musical of when they save New York, and it's just like it's a little crazy. So yeah, going a little bit into the first episode, that's what you're going into. He's spending time with his family. He's been a superhero forever. Natasha's dead. They were, of course, very good friends. Um, and he wants to spend more time with his family because she essentially sacrificed herself so that he could again have, because she has no family other than the family that she found in the movie, the Black Widow movie. Um, but he has kids, he has a wife, so she gives up so that he can spend time with them. So anyway, moving past that, so all he wants to do is spend Christmas with his kids. Uh, and then you have Kate Bishop. So she's in school. She does this prank and destroys a bell tower and a clock. And yeah, surprisingly, you don't see her go to jail or anything like that. Her mom was upset, but I mean it was pretty light for having destroyed everything that she destroyed. I mean, she just canceled all of her credit cards, and then they would talk later. And I think that's probably to the fact of she has a new boyfriend, Jack, who you immediately get the well, not immediately. We'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, it kind of blows her mind. And she finds out later that they are engaged. And apparently, Jack's uncle, Armand, I believe, yeah. Yeah, Armand. He is not very fond of the pairing. You find out later there's an auction that he has no money. He's like bidding 300,000, and it's just like you don't have the money. I'm going to inherit it one day. So something shady is going on with this guy. I'm not entirely sure what it is. I don't think he's fully on the up and up, but I don't know enough about him to know what's going on with him fully. So his uncle Armand confronts her mother, Eleanor Bishop, and you don't know what it's all about. Like, it sounds like he's not a fan of the match. It sounds like, I don't know, just something shady going on. But anyway, something shady does go on because at that party that they're at, that they go to, Kate goes with her mom to a fundraiser with Jack, and that's where we meet the Armand character. Uh, but there is a secret auction, which they're selling things like a Triceratops skull for $3 million. And then they go into Ronin's sword. So Ronin, who Clint was before he became Hawkeye, took on a lot of the crime bosses in New York before again he became Hawkeye. So they sell the sword. Armand wins it. Jack. So Jack is really into swords. We'll get into that later. But yeah, like it's no surprise he had been on the sword. And then comes the costume, the Ronin costume, and then suddenly there's an explosion, and the jumpsuit mafia, as they are as they are called throughout the two episodes of this show, come through. But I mean, it blows my mind that she would just be let. I mean, I guess they kind of establish it that everyone thinks that she is an employee with how she's dressed, but yeah. So somehow she ends up in on this auction trying to figure out what's going on. Anyway, they try to find the watch is what they're looking for. But yeah, I don't know what happens to the sword, but Kate takes the suit and then attacks the guys. So apparently they're thinking that Ronan is back. So that is where they go after her. Then she escapes. And then she goes to track down Armand, who uh, she's just like, what? Why is she attacking my mom? And when she gets there, he's dead, which blows my mind. It's just like this guy's a millionaire. She's freaking just crawling through windows and on walls. No security or cameras. He's dead in his living room. It's a little weird. But so yeah, I guess his wife comes in, sees he's dead. Kate escapes, and then she gets jumped again, and that's where Clint comes in because he saw on the news with his kids that someone dressed in the Ronin costume, was back. He realizes, oh God, this is bad. And that's rips their face or rips her mask off, and that's where that episode ends. So what did I think of that episode? What am I giving it? I'd give it a 6, to be honest, because I wasn't like, as much as I enjoyed watching it, it wasn't a hook that made me excited for more, if that makes sense. I mean, I'm enjoying the characters. I do love the Kate Bishop character. I'm enjoying Clint. Um, but it's just like I don't have enough to actually be fully invested in it at this point. Uh, but we'll see how it plays out. One thing I do love about the series is all the Christmas music. I will say it has. I think that my enjoyability factor of this show is much higher than it otherwise would have been without the Christmas music. So I will give it that. All right, so moving on to the second one. Uh, so second episode, we Clint has to take her to her place, and it's just like, was anyone followed? Just like no, but she goes to her place dressed in the Rona costume with the dog. Oh my gosh! So yeah, there's a one-eyed dog who's in there. Yeah, one-eyed dog who she befriends, takes home, and I have no idea it's gonna what part it's gonna play in this, but yeah. But it's super cute. It's super adorable. And one of the bad guys was kicking it, and that made me very upset. So I had no qualms about her beating the shit out of him. And so we go from there to again, she they're at her place. Someone did see her enter there, and her name is on the door. So you hear the Trenchcoat Mafia out there being like, Kate Bishop. Just like, but my name is on the bottom of the door. It's just like, so they start throwing Molotovs on there. And so she shows that she's a decent archer. Just like, he knows she's a decent fighter. And she just wants to do more. She's just all about this whole idolization of Clint, who she saw in the beginning, like, he has no superpowers. He's just really good at what he does, and that's him. He's kind of more a ground level type fighter. He's not epic and super. He just is an incredibly talented, skilled fighter. So that's kind of where she kicks in, and like you find out throughout their course of them following each other. So she has to go to her aunt's room, but first of all, it's just like they have to go to CVX, or yeah, and that's where he gets to get bandaged up. And it's just like, God damn, Tony, you couldn't give him like a Start credit card or anything like that. Like, yeah, what a dick. But I mean, yeah, it's just like it's really ground level stuff. Um, the humor was a little bit. It was there, but it was. I'm not fully feeling the chemistry of these two of the Kate Bishop and Clint Barton as of yet. Like as of yet, it just seems kind of forced at this point. But so moving on from that, so she has to hide in her aunt's place while she's out of town. And then Jeremy Renner, he tries to go back. They leave. So the fire in her apartment that I was talking about, they leave the suit. He goes back that night, gets a fire department uh, thing. He goes in, can't find it, goes, and then he sees on the back of a van, New York LARPing Association or something like that. Um, and so he goes to their Instagram, finds the guy who has it, and then goes to this. So I loved this scene. This scene was amazing. I don't know if any of you have been LARPing. I haven't been like full on LARPing. I was kind of like a tourist watching LARPers. Uh, so, but it looks super fun. It looks incredibly fun. I do want to do it someday. But yeah, so he's trying to get the suit back, and it's just like, you can come back once the LARP is over. And that's at midnight in like that night or a couple of days, something like that. And he's just like, that's not going to work. So he has to sign up for the LARP. And he just goes through and he's just like hammering down people. Just makes them all seem like, I don't know, to have one person like kind of know what they're doing. And that's kind of what they did when he gets the suit. So the guy that took the suit, he's just like, come on, you got to let me win. You're Hawkeye. I'm not a superhero. This is going to be my one glory thing. So he agrees to give him the suit if he lets him kill him. So they fight in a sort of battle to the death, and he gets taken out and gets the suit. And he's just like he admits he had fun. I'm glad I did it. I can't. and and then he's just, I gotta return this stuff. I can't have this show up on my credit card. So there's that. So he has the suit, and now he's going to the tracksuit mafia to sort of talk to their boss and get them to not be going after Kate Bishop. So he gets captured, and there you meet the leader of them, who you find out. Now, I had to look this up, but I mean, you were going to know in either way. Like, it makes sense if you've read the comics. It's Echo. So, again, that's what I'm just like. So, eventually, we're going to have Yelena. We have Echo. We have Clint, and then filling out Kate Bishop. And then the whole boyfriend, like her mom and her mom's boyfriend, fiance, the murder mystery. Like, it's a lot, and there's only 6 episodes in this. So I'm a little worried, to be completely honest. But yeah, that goes into also the before this. Uh, she challenges the boyfriend Jack into a sword fight, and he lets her win, and then she goes to like stab him in the head. He parries it, knocks the sword out of her hand, confirming that he is in fact better than he let himself out to be. So I mean, this guy is completely shady. I'm not sure if it's a good shady, bad shady, chaotic shady, whatever. I don't trust this guy. I'm not sure if I fully trust the mom, to be honest. But I do enjoy Kate Bishop. I do love Clint. I just wish, I hope in the next 4 episodes they can actually build the chemistry better than they have been so far, because it just seems really forced. Anyway, the second episode ends. She tracks Clint through his phone because her mom's head of a security company. She puts on the suit. He's trying to get them to not go after her. And then he's just like, fuck. So they tie her up. And then tie them both up. And then that's it. That's how it ends. So, second episode, I'd probably give it another 6. I mean, it was a decent cliffhanger, and I'm just like, okay, what happens next? But I'm still not fully hooked on it yet. It still feels fairly generic. I'd say a little bit above average. I'm kind of starting to get that, what happens next feeling. So, I mean, so far in the series, I'm not hating it. Again, like, it's a fun little watch, 6 episodes. I'm just worried, like, they are cramming a lot into 6 episodes, and I honestly don't know how to feel about that. Like, this is a whole lot. Like, I was dancing all over the place with this, but I kind of had to. That, like, there's so much to it. So, I mean, how is the relationship between Kate and Clint going to evolve? What's going to go on with Eleanor and Jack? And the murder mystery of Armand? How is Echo going to fit in here? Eventually, Yelena's going to make some sort of a appearance. So yeah, I have no idea. But I am enjoying it. So we'll see what happens next. I'm gonna figure out how to do this. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I know this was kind of scattershot, but I wanted to try something new. And I hope you enjoyed it. Something additional, some more content, and some more nerdiness, as you might say. So, anyway, y'all have a good one, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.